it's Mark from Cars and Cameras, and today we're going to take a look at the Zhiyun WEEBILL lab. So here's a quick unboxing, and I'm going to kind of fast forward through everything here and get to the gimbal. So we'll just kind of speed through this, and you can see all the accessories that it comes with. Some of those USB cables are going to become important later. And here is the little WEEBILL lab. And I looked up WEEBILL. WEEBILL means small Australian bird, and this gimbal is one of the smallest gimbals that I've tested to date. Another cool thing is you can lock all the axes for storage, and that also is very handy when you're setting up the gimbal. Also, it runs on these standard lithium-ion batteries that are pretty easy to find. A lot of gimbals in the early days use those, and they're pretty cheap. So it does come with a USB cable to connect to your Sony or Panasonic camera, and you can control different functions with the camera, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. So here's the gimbal all set up, and it feels really good in the hand, and I'll demonstrate that right now. So of course, here's your traditional way of holding your gimbal. I like to use the flashlight mode, and you can hold it like this, but after a while it starts to hurt your wrist. So the party trick that this gimbal has is you can go ahead and remove that mini tripod on the bottom of the gimbal, and it has a 1/4-20 mounting point on the top. So now you can kind of hold it with two hands and kind of take the pressure off your wrist. So another cool thing is, I talked about earlier, it does come with that, the ability to lock all the axes. So you can see here when you're setting up the gimbal, it makes it really simple. It comes with a quick release plate, and you can see here by just undoing that thumb screw on one side, you can go ahead and remove the camera to change out batteries or memory cards, and when you put it back, everything's in the same spot, so you don't have to rebalance everything.
I think if you kind of walk heavy on your feet, you will appreciate the dual handles of this gimbal, because holding it in the mode that I'm holding it like right now, in that flashlight mode, it really does offset the weight of the gimbal and give you the most stable footage. The problem with holding it like this, it's kind of hard to hold it, and see what you're doing. It just all takes practice.
You can also hold it this way if you're shooting people, so you want it in a more upright position, so that works as well. And it really, after using it for quite a bit of time, I've found that it doesn't really bother my wrists, and it doesn't really make me tired. A lot of the other gimbals are heavy. It is a pretty light gimbal. I haven't weighed it, but it is pretty light. So that is a nice feature about it. Another cool thing is what I talked about earlier is you see here, you can have the ability to control your shutter speed, your f-stop, and your exposure compensation, and of course your ISO, and start-stop recording. And you can do that all within the gimbal. And another cool thing is when the gimbal is off, when the camera is off, it will charge your camera. So, the batteries go pretty quickly on the Sony cameras. So it will charge your batteries while the camera is off. And I found in between shooting, if I turn the camera off, it comes in handy. I could, get the Sony batteries to last quite a long time. So guys, there's my quick look at the WEEBILL lab. And thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to hit that like button if you like what you see here. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.